Hello, welcome back to Talk Seagulls, and we're here outside the Caxton Arms, not inside the Caxton Arms for once. And I'm with Brett, of course, but we had to do it outside because of this pretty cool thing behind us today. Yeah. Now, Brett, you can talk to us about it. We've also got a little Dogma issue here because Dogma are the people behind the very cool creation that is. But talk to us. That guy Welbs, or our guy Welbs?
Our guy Welbs, yeah, it's a piece by them. It's almost finished now. It's just a tribute to who I think is one of the most underappreciated players in the Brighton squad, and I just thought we had a space for something, and then we talked to the guys at Dogma, and 4 weeks later, here we are.
A mural outside your pub. Yeah. That's a pretty cool, of all things to kind of have. We said it before, but having murals around the city so rare, but to have it outside your pub must be pretty cool.
I love it, and it looks good. It looks like he's walking into the pub as well, which is what I like. That's why this image was chosen. But
and Welbeck, our guy Welbs. I think it's quite a nice phrase because obviously it's that guy, isn't it? But I don't know, it just kind of feels like he's older, he's our player now, he's been here for a good number of years.
He's scored more Premier League goals for Brighton than any other team, so he's ours.
He feels like, I feel like people forget that Welbeck's actually been at Brighton for 5 or 6 years now, and he scored how many goals? I want to say 40
It's nearly 50, goals? I think it's 48, 49.
Yeah, something like that. It's crazy, really. So that guy Welbs, or our guy Welbs, I'm very happy to see it, and you can also see it in the Dogma magazine if it's not too windy to see it. Danny Welbeck, of course. No, it's very cool, and I definitely recommend getting them on the Dogma stuff. And Dogma always smash it, don't they?
Yeah,
always
love
do.
It. Yeah, they got the De Zerbi one, the Matoma one in town as well, and then they put the plaque outside the 7 Stars where the Albion was born. So they're doing loads in it, and quite rightly so.
Yeah. All right, let's get back inside and talk about the game, shall we? Make it a bit more depressing. Come on, then, let's go. Oh, it's cool out there, isn't it? That Danny Welbeck mural, by the way. If you haven't seen it already, there's a mural outside the Caxton Arms now via Dogma as well, I need to say. But they have done a remarkable job. You must be buzzing with it.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It looks amazing. It looks like he's walking in the pub. I said, all I want now is just him to come down and sign it. And then, done by the artist called Sinner One, who did the Fatboy Slim one in the garden as well. So it looks unreal, and I love it.
Yeah. So how much planning's involved in that sort of stuff? Is it just quick, get it done, or is it you think about it for ages?
It's probably about 4 weeks in total. So
it's pretty quick, isn't it?
I said, look, there's a big space out the front of the pub. I think we should do something, and then they came up with a few ideas, and then we both thought Welbeck's very underappreciated. So I thought, I want something for him, and then and it just made total sense to have a Danny Welbeck thing.
He even saw the tweet, didn't he?
Yeah. He tweeted about it, and I think he put something on his Instagram. So hopefully, I've begged him to come down and sign it and do something here. It'd be amazing.
If somehow Danny Welbeck sees this little clip that I'm going to put online, just come down and sign it outside the Caxton Arms, because that would be so cool. Yeah. It would be really cool. But we'll get on to the game yesterday, shall we? Because it's a little bit more depressing than talking about the Danny Welbeck mural, actually. Maybe we should just talk about murals for the rest of it. But actually, what I will say about that mural is I love the fact that there's more representation around the city now, because it doesn't feel long ago there was nothing really, and I think Dogma have done a great job, and obviously having it out here as well just looks so much cooler. And as you've said before, we've had people come here and sort of want to come and visit the Caxton Arms from all over the place, and it feels like now they kind of got a cool connection as well.
I've always found that weird. Since we got to the Premier League, it's never been a big thing that Brighton and Hove Albion is a Premier League football club. You go to other cities and there's mega stores in the town centre and posters, murals everywhere, but in Brighton there just never seemed to be anything. And then I think the Bruno one was the first one, and then it's glad it's picking up, because it is a big team, and globally we're getting more and more recognised, so why not celebrate the fact that we are a good big team?
Not the money it makes. You know what I mean? So it makes a lot of sense, and it's very cool. Very cool. Get on to the game, shall we? It's not quite as fun to talk about, as I said before. That first half was not great. To be honest, in the first 5-10 minutes, I thought Newcastle started horrendous, and I thought, they're there for the taking. But as it happened, I thought the one thing I picked out from it, and you can tell me if you agree, I thought that they pinned our left side really well. They just went at Biscagli, went at Kadioglu, and so often just caught him out of position, left so much space behind him. And I think that you could kind of see that at the Chelsea game. I said it in the last episode, that if there's one weakness, it's probably that left side, even though he has done a good job, don't get me wrong. But there was always that sort of thing behind him, I think, where if if you get behind Biscagli, he does tend to leave a big gap, and I think Newcastle exploited that pretty well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think they pressed quite well as well. It surprised me because they looked a bit like all the games I've watched before. They've looked a bit lethargic and not really at it. And then they pressed us, forced us into a few mistakes, and then I think they sat quite deep as well, which meant that we brought our defensive line forward, and then that's how they exposed all the space behind Biscagli, who didn't have his best game, should we say. He was a bit. His lack of pace was shown up a bit, I think.
We're not blessed with pace overall, are we? Like defensively, because obviously Dunk doesn't have the most pace either. And so someone to say if Dunk was on this, the pace would still be an issue. But I can't help but think that defensively he would have been a lot more stable probably in that first half. And they're a very big physical team, Newcastle. And I think when you're coming up against them and not sort of counteracting that physicality, I think it was going to be a long afternoon. And obviously they went in at 2-0 half time, and I just thought, to be honest, they kind of deserved it. I thought, we did start all right for the first 5 minutes, but overall I thought Newcastle looked pretty good. In the second half, obviously we were, I wouldn't say we were great, but we held the possession a lot more. And shifted that dynamic back, but still I think we just gave ourselves too much of an uphill task.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, maybe the first 5 minutes, Hinshelwood had a great, I think Matoma squared the ball across the edge of the box, and Hinshelwood sort of placed it quite weakly straight at the keeper, and who knows there, that's a game changer already. And then we hit the bar as well, Belieber, from distance. If we scored early on, I think we would have shut the crowd off, and then we would have won comfortably. But as for the goals, just a mistake from Verbruggen. I think that slip. I know he slipped, but was it Willock or Murphy that crossed it? No, it was Murphy.
It was Murphy, yeah.
Most players would have gone down and got the free kick and hoped for a red card or a yellow card, but the fact that he just kept on playing and just set up an open goal, I don't think any other player would have done that. And then again, it's still been 0-0 at halfway through the first half and more of a chance. And then the Dan Burn goal, just basic defending. Gross and Hinshelwood marking him, and they're both tiny.
Why is he zonal mark? Yeah. When you've got a 6'7" centre back, did you know he's 6'7"? No one mentions it. And when you've got someone of his size, as we know about Dan Burn, because he's played for Brighton before, not that he seems to remember it, and it's so obvious sometimes. And I'm like, why are we zonal marking? I don't know. I personally don't like it. I'm not saying I'm a manager or a defender, but zonal marking for me, we've said it for the longest period of time, I think, as Brighton fans. It just doesn't really work, and it always just makes us look silly. And as you say, to have a free header for Dan Burn before half time, you're thinking, and so we gave ourselves so much to do. Okay, we had that chance with Hinshelwood, but Belaber's one I'll mention because I thought Belaber was probably our best player. A lot of people were giving him a lot of stick somehow. I don't know why. Someone commented saying that he was awful, and I was like, I thought he was our best player, and then we took him off.
Yeah, we just keep doing that anyway, no matter what. So, it didn't surprise me he came off, but it surprised me a lot because he was playing well. He offered the physicality in the middle of the pitch that we lacked. But maybe every time we say this, he'll say something. Fabian says, "Oh, he wanted to come off," or you can't be like that if you want to come off. But he should have stayed on, and it wouldn't. I don't know. Probably wouldn't have changed the result. Although. We created I don't know how many gilt-edged chances, and then the one that we conceded at the end, we were still chasing the game, so it doesn't really bother me that we conceded a third. Going forward, we looked really good. At the back, we just looked like individuals put together for the first time. It was really weird.
Yeah, we weren't too bad on the ball in possession, without creating too much chances. I think maybe we'll talk about the Hinshelwood goal before I talk about Jorginho, but. The Hinshelwood goal was a nice move, a very nice move actually, and that's kind of I was like, maybe we're coming back into this a little bit, and that possession finally paid off a little bit, and it was a nice move, little one-touch football. It reminded me of that. Who was it used to play for the thing? Jack Wilshere,
against Norwich.
That Norwich goal for Arsenal. It reminded me so much of that just sort of one-touch football, which was really nice to watch, don't get me wrong. But again, you kind of wanted to push on from that a little bit, and I just don't think we did too much. But Hinshelwood kind of silenced me because I was kind of looking at him as being maybe I'd put Jorginho in there. I still maybe stand by that Jorginho would have had more impact in the game overall. I kind of saw it when he came off the bench. But I can't doubt Hinshelwood's finish. It was a great finish.
No, I want to go back to the goal because I think generally that may be in our top 3 best ever Premier League goals. especially as a team
You
goal.
reckon?
Because for me, I prefer team goals to like
Total
thunder
football.
blasters. Like, because like literally any player can hit a long ranger and it could go in. But like playing football like that was unreal. And like if people want to go on about we don't play like we did under De Zerbi, that just showed that we can still do it. And yeah, all those touches and finish as well, and brought us back into the game. But ultimately, it meant nothing. But the goal was absolutely unreal.
Yeah, it was good.
And then Hinshelwood as a number 10, I have my reservations. I really, really like Jack Hinshelwood, but you want your creative players at the front. So, like Jorginho, like the layoffs and stuff he does, is as a number 10, he should be our best player there. But like Hinshelwood, he's not that kind of player. But if you want to press and defend from the front, Hinshelwood's the man. But you want to attack. You want your attacking players at the front and your defending players at the back. To me, so it doesn't quite work. And then like all the chances that Hinshelwood had, he had all of our best chances. Bar Minters, maybe that.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was almost playing as like a sort of second striker.
Yeah.
So he'd float into the box and then hit. The chances seem to fall to him a lot, which maybe makes him look worse than he probably was. Maybe because of the chances missed, but. Yeah, I feel like him and Jorginho can play in the same team.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they necessarily have to be one or the other, necessarily. With that being said, though, of course, I think that the midfield wasn't too bad at all. I thought, as I said, Belabel had a good game. Obviously, Gross is practically undroppable, and I guess that's what's forced the hand a little bit over Hinshelwood's position. But yeah, I think he was better after his goal, I'd probably say. I think up until that moment, he was probably looking a little bit sheepish maybe, but as I say, it was a fantastic goal. And I think in terms of individual goals, team goals we've seen for Brighton, I'm trying to now think. And
the ones at Stoke, that was
the
one at Man United was like 40 passes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. That's what I was thinking of. I think it was Pedro or
Gross finished it. I think
Gross. Yeah, we've had a lot. To be fair, we've had a lot. But my finalists pick out, I gave it to Carlos Baleba.
Yeah,
I gave him a 74. I want to say. I can get that just to confirm actually.
I'll have a look.
72. Yeah. I gave Carlos Baleba a 72.
I gave him a 74.
74.
Yeah. Oh, my man of the match for us. Yeah.
I think 72's. Yeah. Maybe I could have gone a bit higher. Now I'm thinking about it. I think maybe my overall ratings were a little bit harsh. I mean, there's one thing that's for sure, and that was my score prediction was totally wrong. I put 2-0 Brighton. We'd finished 3-1.
I had 2-1 us as well.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, it's not great. But I kind of... The reason I picked out Baleba here, and I obviously... When I'm looking across the squad, maybe I was a bit harsh in some of the ratings. Minte, I thought, had a really bad game. It was not normal him. I'll always back Minte up, but I thought he was horrendous yesterday. He was not for not trying as such, but it just wasn't going his way. Yeah,
just so frustrating. Like every time we got somewhere decent, and you think, "Oh, pass it here, cross it here," he just wouldn't do it, or just run. And then the chance right at the end, that is unforgivable miss from. That's 5 yards.
The thing that I liked about the chance was how it was created. Yeah. Jorginho, as I said, I want Georgie on the pitch because he can make stuff like that happen. And I just don't think that other players can necessarily do that. And you have Georgie, that burst of pace. I think his physicality, his strength, when he comes forward, not many other players can sort of compete with him. I said before, he just needs to believe in himself sometimes a little bit more. And you saw that, and that ball across was great, but the finishing touch from Minte, it's just, you know, I get he's playing against Newcastle, it's his old team, he's really up for it, he wants to score that goal. And sometimes your brain moves too fast for your body. And I think that, it's almost as if it all just flashed before his eyes.
Because it was on his left foot as well, wasn't it? Not even his weak foot. And then, so, but it happens. Like I said, I'm not too bothered about the defeat. Like, we've done enough to get a point probably because like going forward, but at the back we've deserved to get probably 2-3 goals down. But going forward, we were very, very unlucky. But I think now it's basically win all 3 games and we're in Europe now, isn't it? And if we don't, we're not.
I'll get onto the run in a minute. Just I want to talk about the ratings again first. I gave Ferdy Kadioglu a fairly high score just because of how he went forward with Mitoma. I thought the left side was considerably better than the right going forward.
Yeah, I gave him a 71.
But with that being said, I can't discount the fact I've given Buscaglia 54 here because I didn't think he had a good game at all, right? But that left side, ultimately, I think Kadioglu can be also prone to it.
Yeah, because he belts it forward, doesn't he? And he's not always
where he goes forward. Biscagli's not going to cover him.
Yeah, because
Biscagli's also a front foot defender, and you just don't see that sort of. You almost have JP covering two positions at once at the best of times. Yeah. I thought Weaver was obviously unlucky with his injury, and Van Hecker. This is the difference between Van Hecker. I saw someone point out, I put it to you, and he's a great player. Great player, has been a fantastic player for us and would continue to be if he was to stay, right? Get that bit out of the way with. But if for a player that's going to then compete in a Champions League team, in a team that's going to be challenging top, end of the side of football, you can't afford to make the mistakes that you do on the ball. Yeah. Because it will be zoomed in and remembered. Obviously, Brighton can get away with it. I can forget about a JP mistake at Newcastle because, he's going to have a good game next week. But for a team like Liverpool, Man City, you're playing in the Champions League, can you afford to make those mistakes?
No. The scrutiny on the big clubs is, especially like he's going to cost a lot of money if he goes, isn't he? So if you make a big money signing and he makes mistakes that lead you to conceding goals, ultimately not winning anything, then obviously the scrutiny is on you. Like he's unreal defender. I don't know if like what happened yesterday. He just looked knackered. He just looked really tired. I don't know why.
Maybe we gave him too many days off. Yeah. 5 days off on it.
The reaction in that video that when Herzl said you're getting 5 days off was brilliant. Like Rutter and Minter and Hincher would celebrating like we won the World Cup or something. It was brilliant. Maybe.
Van Hecker. Yeah. This is my take on Van Hecker. I think he's a great player. I think he will continue to be a great player for Brighton. It's whether he can then put that to the next level. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying he can't, but I think when I see a player like Caicedo, I could see that he was ready for a big move. I think Mitoma would have been perfect for a big team. I think I still think Baleba is a great player for a big club under proper management. I think he'll become a top player. Yeah. Van Hecker, I don't know. I think he'll either go one way or the other. I kind of said this about Alexis. Yeah. Alexis I thought was great here. And he would always be great here. He's always going to be a top player because he's talented and quality enough to be a top player anywhere he goes. It's just whether he will then go that way or not. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. With things like that, like with Alexis, like he looked good here because he was with Caicedo and Gross, and the three of them together just
were perfect.
Yeah, they were perfect. Like had every attribute that we needed for a midfield. But then if you take McAllister out and then put him with, I can't remember who ended up in midfield with Liverpool. It's a different dynamic, and sometimes you need that other player with you to make you look good. Like Caicedo, we knew he was brilliant, but again, he looked really good because of the covering of the others that we had. And then he had a shaky start at Chelsea, and then people were ridiculing him, and then he turned good like start of this season as well. And he was unreal, and then he is a good player. Like with Van Hecker, I really rate him, and I think he could go to the top. But
I totally agree. I'm not saying he can't. Obviously, I'm a massive Van Hecker fan. I'm just kind of looking at it from a like bias. Yeah. If I was to be a Big Six fan, right, and I'm looking at team players, and I'm like, who would I take out of this team? As much as I think he is a great player, profile-wise, he's an ultimate modern centre-back. He's a player that can play with the ball at his feet, can defend really well. He's a last-ditch tackler. He's got everything you want. Yeah. But it's just whether I don't know. It's a vibe I get. Yeah. I can't help it and explain it apart from it's just a vibe. I think he's a great Brighton player. And I just don't know if he is just a great Brighton player or if he's going to be a great Liverpool player or if he's going to be a great Tottenham player or he's going to be, I just think it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I get that. I still think wherever he goes, he's going to be good. So I might have to disagree with you a little bit on that. But
That's fine. That's what it's all about. I don't want you to just agree with me. Yeah. But anyway, we'll move on. So that's my ratings really. I think I don't think I could have gone too much higher everywhere. Maybe I need to rewatch Gross and see if I was a bit harsh on him there. But I didn't think Welbeck got really any service at all. I didn't really see him touch the ball.
I think he had one chance maybe. I think that's it. I don't really remember anything I know happening for him, but. Yeah, you could have had anyone up front and they wouldn't have had much of a chance.
No, I agree. And then do you put that down to the likes of if you do have a Jorginho starting in that game? Does that become a different game then? Are you creating higher quality chances? I know that the Minte chance was high quality, but when you see the XG at the end of the game, obviously Newcastle created high quality chances and they far exceeded ours. When they did finally get a moment to score a goal, they were creating a chance that was almost impossible not to score. Okay, credit, they gave our defence a torrid time and they pinned them really well. I said that before, and I think the mistake came about in a similar way. Like, I think that in that added time where we controlled possession for such a long period of time, I think they then controlled added time really well.
Yeah. That's it. Like I think Wissa had a good chance just before they did score.
Yeah.
So but then we do our normal kamikaze, chasing the game, have everyone playing everywhere, and there's no structure to us apart from trying to get a point because we needed it. But I said I don't have a problem with what happened at the end of the game at all because we had to get a point and we went for it instead of just sitting back and
kitchen sink time.
So for me, there's no issue with that. I'm not going to get like Hertzler out type thing again.
I'm not saying Hertzler out.
Or just
I'm not saying Hertzler in.
I'm not even angry about it. So it's like, just said we just didn't deserve to win.
My feeling on Hertzler just went completely neutral from this point onwards, and we'll see at the end of the season. I'm not going to change again now. Because I went to the darts in Brighton. People were asking me, "What's your take on Hertzler now?" Why are you asking me this at the darts? Secondly, I said to them, and I'll be honest, I said, this is when we're in really, really good form. I said, I'm not going to change. I said, it is just indifferent at this stage. I said, at the moment, we're in really good form and we've been fantastic. And I just want to make sure that that's not just form. Is this just form? Is it consistency? Have we actually cracked our style of play? I think on yesterday's evidence, possibly not. And I think that you just got to go and see what happens next. Obviously, we've got 3 massive games now. I think the big game is Wolves. I think you have to go win that game. Wolves are home.
We don't win that. We don't deserve.
No,
we don't deserve to even think about Champions League. So
even Europa League, even Conference League. You got teams at the minute. Obviously, Bournemouth played today. Brentford won yesterday. These teams are fighting, really fighting, and they won't stop either. You can't expect them to now. These are the last 3 games. Every team is going to be battling for points. The only issue with not beating Newcastle, which I'm not saying is detrimental, but it has taken it out of our hands.
Now we're doing the unthinkable and relying on Palace just like to beat Bournemouth. And you're like, I don't want Palace to win ever, but I do today.
I do as well. But I don't think Palace are too much of a threat to us at this stage of the season. I think it just, we just need them to beat them, need to get them out of the way with. Whether we're still in the European conversation is really difficult to say. It's impossible to say no yet.
We're in it completely,
It's hopefully that the confidence of this defeat hasn't affected anything going into Wolves.
So Wolves are down. We should beat them in theory. I don't want to be like the teams like Brighton. We should be beating the teams like this, but they're down there. Leeds, they won at the weekend, so they're pretty much safe. So
we should be beating teams like Wolves. That's what I say right now.
No, I don't want to belittle things like it's Premier League and it's still hard, but we should
actually.
Yeah. So Wolves, we have to win. You're at home. Leeds away.
Yeah,
they've got nothing to play for now. They're safe.
I'll be honest, Jay. If I'm Hertzler sitting in the dressing room right now, I'm not saying you've got to give credit to Wolves. I'm saying they're a championship team and you've got to go beat them. Because if you don't beat them, you're gonna end up being beaten to the Europa League spots.
And
simple as that. Sorry, but it's true.
No, it is. It is.
I'm like.
If you can't beat Wolves at home, then you don't deserve to be in.
It's just simple, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It'll be a tough game. And what I'll say about these final things, I think. I didn't give Bart too low a thing. I gave him a 63. I think obviously the mistakes were really bad, but he also came up with some good saves. Bartha Bruggen's a weird one. Do you think he's going to be a Brighton goalkeeper next season? No.
So I think, other than Believer, I don't think we're really going to sell anyone for much money. And our business model is that we have to.
Van Hecker?
Yeah, it's not going to be loads of money because he's only got a year
true.
left on his contract. So if we get more than 40, I'd be surprised. But if we want big money, then Bart's probably our most sellable asset.
I feel like we have a clear out. I think we'll sell a lot of random players. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a shock one go.
Yeah, Gruder or something. We still got Buonanotte. We still got cash to sell. We still got loads of random ones, as you said.
Big comes in for Georgie. Do you reckon the club accept it?
I don't know, really.
I feel
it's still our club record signing, isn't it? I keep forgetting that. So,
but we don't play it. Like also the other one was Veltman. He obviously came. I thought he actually had a decent game. Veltman.
Yeah,
he got substituted.
He always does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Strange one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, that was my ratings. You can do your ratings as well for analysis if you want to. You can also see an overall rating of everyone. I gave Fabian Hertzler a 51. Whether that's a bit harsh, I don't know. I thought he set up not great, but you can come and disagree with me on there. And you can also do your own ratings and balance it all out in the end on Finalysis. So make sure you go over there and follow me. You can also rate referees. You can also do all sorts of crazy things. You can comment all sorts of stuff about the game. You can do your previews. And most importantly, you can do your score predictions. Obviously, mine are absolutely horrendous. I think if I go to my score predictions score, I've got 2.1 prediction accuracy, which for context, I've done 11 predictions and I've got 2 correct. But there'll also be a nice little leaderboard and everyone can be seen in there and whereabouts you are. So it's very cool. Make sure you go download it now, and the link will be in the description and also on social media and the links in bio, etc. Right. Let's get back to the football. So, difficult game, really. I don't think... I said there's not like a great deal to take from it in terms of like, is it all over? And no, it's not all over, but there's definitely that confidence side. Hopefully it's not knocked too much going into Wolves.
Yeah, I said like if you want a way to bounce, like every time we have had a bit of a knockback, we've bounced back quite well. So, and we've only got 3 games to bounce back, so we need to do it. And Wolves at home is as good a chance as any to do that.
Yeah.
And I want to pick up on something Herzl has said, which I've more and more since that Arsenal game, I've warmed to him. And then he just talked about something that I've always banged on about, is us being too nice.
Yeah.
So like he's hired an MMA fighter to help us with set pieces. And he said he doesn't want us to be known as a club that's always nice, because I think that's always been our downfall. I said, like, you go to the Amex, it's a nice day out. The manager's nice, the team are nice, the facilities are nice. And it's just, it's not intimidating. And everyone goes away happy, don't they? And like normally away fans, and like they got the whole end behind the goal, which is nice. And it's just, if we want to be serious and create a bit of an atmosphere at the ground, then we don't want it to be nice. And he started it with the Arsenal shenanigans and calling them out on time wasting. He did it a bit with Liverpool, and then he's gone on like, was it Jason Tyndall yesterday? He was having a bit of a ruckus.
Didn't shake his hand or something.
So like, I'm liking this side of Fabian, and it's made me warm to him. So. And if we're not nice, and like you see it on the pitch, we're just a bit of a pushover sometimes. There's only Veltman that has the dark arts, as we say. Mm-hmm. So like it's good that he's picked up on it and he's trying to change it. So for me, it's warming to him.
The MMA fighter was meant to help set pieces when we zoned on like Dan Burn at 6'7".
With a little guy.
Don't know where he was trying to beat him up, but but yeah, I did see that MMA thing. I thought, I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest. It was a bit of an odd one, but then also I kind of get why they do it, because I saw the training thing they did in the training ground thing, and they're all like pushing into each other to like toughen them up a bit. And I think the one player of all of the players in there that looked like they were taking it actually seriously was James Milner. Milner looked like he was actually like trying to like, go on then, hit me. But I guess that's just the winner mentality in him, isn't it? It's just no matter what he does, he's going to take it as seriously as anything else. And we actually do miss Milner. I never thought I'd say it, but I feel like we are missing him in that.
He had a minor knock about 4 weeks ago. And I don't know.
Never going to see him again, poor bloke. But no, he's just such a character, and he's someone you want around the squad. You're right though. No one's, and I look at like Georgie's videos on TikTok. It just seems like such a nice kid. Like I feel like if he was in here, we'd be friends. You know what I mean? It'd be such a nice guy to chill with. Welbeck seems like one of the nicest guys in football. Mitoma just semes quiet but nice. Minte seems funny and nice. You're right. Nice. You want that sort of like.
The edge, don't you?
Don't get me wrong, Veltman seems nice, but I also back Veltman to go crunch someone, and I'm like, at least you've kind of got that about you. I do agree. It's a good point you made there. But overall, what do you think sort of going into the last couple of games? Obviously, we mentioned Wolves as being the game you should win. Obviously, Leeds, they're all but safe now, you'd say. I think
they are safe. There's no way they're going down.
Mathematically, I don't think they'll go down.
Man United should have third sewn up by the time we play them, so hopefully they're on the beach as well. And we capitalised last season, didn't we, with beating Liverpool and a couple of other games that we probably shouldn't have won, and we did. So hopefully, because they know what's on the line, they know they could be playing Champions League football or the Europa League, so they have to be on it. And if they're not, then it's their own fault.
Yeah. I also think that a game like Wolves and Leeds, you know, especially Leeds if they are on the beach a little bit, we've got to go for goal difference.
Yeah.
Because goal difference could come down to it. They're so tight in there. There's going to be draws. There's going to be shocks along the way. Obviously, you could technically call the Newcastle game a shock by the logic of, like, I went into that game thinking we should beat them, really. I didn't actually think Newcastle were that good to get the win. And that's kind of what annoyed me. And I've said that so many times this season. I don't think we necessarily made them look good. I think quality-wise from both teams, it just wasn't the highest. But I think when you go into, you got to be getting some goal difference on the board because, you know, we always heard the Zerbi bang on about it when he was at Sassuolo and they missed out by a couple of goals. And that's why I wanted to obliterate teams. Obviously, sometimes it could work the other way and you also get obliterated. But high risk, high reward, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Wolves game is a great opportunity for it. I really do. But we'll see what happens, won't we? But yeah, overall, how are you feeling despite the sort of 3-1?
Yeah, I'm still positive. Like we've been in such good form for a little while now. I said, like, Herzl got nominated for man of the match. Gross got not man of the match, manager of the month. Gross got nominated for player of the month. Matoma got nominated for goal of the month. So we're doing all right. And I said we've got 3 favourable looking games. I'll say not easy looking games. So yeah, I said we've got a favourable run in with the teams that we got to play. So I'm hoping 3 wins. 3 wins is 9 points. It should be in our hands still. Like if it's. I still think 7th is where we're going to finish, and that's enough for Europa League, isn't it? I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know anymore, to be honest. But yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I think the one team I know everyone bangs on about Keith Andrews. I just don't think Brentford are that good.
Yeah.
Like I look at them and I'm like, you're all right. They're good, a decent team. They got some decent players, very decent players. I think Igor Thiago's class. I think they got some really good sort of squad players. Damsgaard's a good player, but I think they're the team we should be above.
Yeah.
And I think I look at Bournemouth as well, and they, again, decent side, but I put us above them.
Yeah.
I think if we're serious about getting Europe, you've got to look at Bournemouth and Brentford and think we should be above them. I think teams in terms of quality, I think we should be better than both of them teams. If I'm honest, that's just me. But we shall see. But yeah, score prediction for Wolves.
4-0 Brighton.
4-0.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going big.
Okay. Okay.
It's the one we need. Get everyone on high, just because after this little lull.
Just don't concede a goal. Like, just don't make it hard for ourselves.
Yeah.
They're
every
already
time we
down.
think we this is our grasp, we always just fall. So now it's the time to bounce back and do it with a rousing 4-0 win.
Yeah, we have been bottle and hoe Albion for as long as I've ever been alive. Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna go. No, do you know what? Yeah, I'll go 3-0. But I just have a feeling we might concede. I don't know why. I just think it won't be as easy. I know that it should be, but I just don't think it will be.
No, I get that. That's the Brighton way, isn't it?
Like you go into these games, you're like, yeah, we should easily beat them. Yeah. Like I thought that about Newcastle. I thought Newcastle, as I say, I didn't think they looked that good. Especially the first 5-10 minutes. I thought there's a game for us there.
Yeah.
No. Okay. You going 4-0?
Yeah.
I'll go 3-1 then. I'll go 3-1. That's my not sure side of things. It might change by the end of the week, but we'll see. But Brett, been an absolute pleasure again.
Oh yeah.
I like the little ambience here. Never actually eat any of it, but no, appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you after Wolves. God, last 3 games. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you soon. Download for analysis and goodbye.